How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Minecraft. So you'll probably be seeing this a little bit later tonight, just because I was just busy this morning and this afternoon, so I had some other stuff I had to get done. So basically we leave it off after we just got done talking to Myra, and you'll need a key, which you'll eventually find when you start coming up to this place to unlock the doors in this place. And one of them is not the shadow key, you need an actual key to unlock this door, which allows you to go further up into the castle. So, and that's where you'll start meeting. Go up there. Thank you. What are you doing? Go up the goddamn thing. Hate that. But you'll go further up, and that's where you start meeting the different branches that are in the castle. So basically, you have the alchemy tower, you have the magic tower, and you have the blacksmith tower before you actually reach Dracula's throne room. Which, that alone is a different story to get there. So, it's like running really laggy for me right now, which is goddamn annoying. Apologize for hearing the mouse screaming on my mouse pad. But, you might not be able to see anything, nothing to want to load over there. But, either way, you come up to the alchemy tower. Hold on a minute, guys, this is like running a little laggy minute. I had to turn off Steam, it might reduce some of my lag. Just goddamn annoyance. But this is the alchemy tower, and this is one of the alchemists. Let's see here. Vampire alchemist. A human, I see. How interesting. Yeah, you made it this far. I see the worlds you basically left you unscathed. What is your purpose here? You wish to see our Lord Alucard. Not too many are brave enough to approach him. Zeta. Oh my, what have you done? Well, it doesn't matter. You have reached one of the 4 floors. There's the alchemy tower, the next one is the arcane armory, and after that is the living quarters. So basically you have, like I said, the magic tower, then the smithing area, and then the living quarters, and then the throne room. Our Lord can be found there. If you do this and survive, reach his presence. Be respectful, he's older than most and wisest on this island. I would I distaste humans, but if he allowed you to make it this far, must be good for a reason. Sorry. But do not cause trouble. One last thing, if you're looking for work here, there are some who would be looking for a hand. So basically there's little side missions in here in the alchemy tower that you can actually do. So, but we are not doing any of those. I might come back later on and actually do them once I get a better computer. Just saying. Let's see. Smithing tower. This one also has what's the word I'm looking for? Little side missions in here, but it does have a very important item you will need in here. I'm not going to tell you where, but you'll actually have to search in the smithing tower for it, because it's what's going to allow you to get further into the living quarters for a reason. We'll get to that in a minute. So you basically have 2 options. You can go to the top or you can go to the bottom. Now, with the catch with it is, in order to get to the throne room, you have to do somewhat of, like I said, of a side mission to get there. Which we'll actually do right now. Sort of. Basically, vampires run the alchemy center. Lycans, aka type of werewolf, run the smithing area. So like I said, not all of Dracula's castle is just full of vampires. This is like really like, why are you taking a huge dump right now? Jeez. So basically this is the living quarters. Now, just like the Cult of Zeta, when you go through the towers, you have stealth. The difference is, if you want to enter this room right here, you have to have guard's armor, which is actually located in the one of the barracks floors. When you first enter this place, you have to find it, and I already pretty much showed you guys where that's at. But this is more of a different. That's to get through that area. This one you need to actually get their type of guard armor. If you don't get it, then you can't proceed. And in order to do that, you actually have to proceed up through the upper floors, and eventually you'll meet someone who will give it to you. but you have to stealth your way through, and there's certain areas where you can't actually get through because it's completely blocked off by stealth. and that's where you need that certain item that's in that area in order to do it. And I think this is the floor. So we're just going to jump ahead and skip, because this is where part of the story is. So I use god powers. I skip through. Clipping through walls! But basically we'll come up through here, and the floors are separated for vampires, werewolves, and mages. And it's on one of these floors. I apologize if you hear my computer like running like a Harley Davidson's over here. I don't know what it's trying to do. I only got 2 things running, and they shouldn't be that damn loud. Yes, these fine people are. So basically, I have council member Caladel, House of Magic. Carladel, excuse me. Council member Cedric, House of the Bat, who represents vampires. And then you have council member Brennan Dorr, House of the Wolf. Now, these are the council members of the 3 council members who basically represent Dracula. And they give you a little backstory. The Triangle. Kind of one of a little longer story, but it says, council members speaking amongst each other. Shadrach, come in, my child. We'll have a word with you. We know you are a human, not that hard to tell from the others. Please take no offense. Let me introduce you to the members. Basically, just tells you what each of the members are. And Magic More Powerful. Brendan represents the wolves. Basically, just going over introduction. So, we made the Triangle of the 3. Not surprised you never heard of us. Most humans never have, unless you were born in the great cities, where most tell stories us as being monsters and child eaters. All lies from the past of neither kind wants to remember. We are second in command only to our Lord Alucard. So, basically, in a sense, these would be considered his first 3 children, in a sense. But by humans, but he will always be Lord Dracula to us. You will see we are the first of our kind. So these 3 here would be considered his first 3 children. Since if you go into the depths of Dracula, it's a huge, I can't really put it in words. It's just a big mixture of culture, because, like I said, some people will say that Dracula, he's just purely a vampire, but he has shape-shifting abilities. But if you go in something more like the Castlevania type of lore, like I do, where Dracula is not only a vampire, but he's also a part werewolf. He's also a part, he's a heavily magic user. So he's a combination of the 3, not just strictly a vampire. Created by him, we are pure bloods and creators of our own kind, which they are. A long time ago, Dracula sat among the gods and goddesses in the great afterlife. He was the god of love and knowledge. Doesn't seem to fit him, I know, but he was the wisest of his kin. What you thought he was just a mere man. Everybody has their stories on how he came to be. Some say reincarnation. Others, he was turned into a vampire by an elder. The stories have been lost to time. Only few remember the true tale. He was one of the few he didn't fall prey to the primordial beings. Corruption. So he gave up his godhood and gave up his godhood and came. Well, we call it Vemskill, or what you would call Earth, basically the land of the mortals. Vemskill is our tongue and means land of the mortals, henceforth there. But what seems like days for him was 1,000 years for his kin. Not long after they came to him and asked to watch Zeta. I see you met the Guardian, which we did, and defeated. Yes, they planned if he was ever escaped something to slow them down, which was the point, because the Guardian was literally meant there to guard Zeta from anyone who would try to release Zeta. Hence the reason why he went after you and the other fellow heroes, and anyone else who actually tried to release him. But Lord Dracula was the master plan to stop them. Wait, what? Zeta has this. No, we knew we felt a presence. We didn't think it was. Excuse us. We needed to speak to Dracula right away. So basically, after the whole thing, once you beat the RPG, your character you know, gets the eerie message like there's something wrong, something's not right. And that's where you find out that the seals that were meant to seal Zeta away are also the seals to actually release him. You know, and everyone, kind of like a giant shockwave, felt the presence of Zeta actually being released thanks to your hero. He would eventually be released. It would have taken much longer, you know, because of mortal men and stuff like that, you know, but eventually he would have been released. Your character kind of just sped up the process by complete accident and not even knowing it, you know. So basically that shockwave was basically I cannot speak today, I apologize, was felt through the entire supernatural world, and not exactly a good thing. So basically, if you don't talk to them, you can explore, you can loot and stuff like that. There is a one of the first guilds, and probably one of my favorite ones, is there is a thieves guild here in the RPG, but that's a whole different story, and that'll be kept more in like side missions and stuff like that. And it has somewhat a little bit to do with this DLC. It has like little parts of it, but nothing that's gonna like really impact the DLC, you know. So, and we're actually getting pretty close to the end too. If I keep going on about like 20 minutes or so for each video, so. But like I said, always keep it dark, keep the nostalgia purposes. But I usually read out any signs or something like that. You guys can't actually read yourselves, so I do apologize. But it says right here, the wood seems rotten. Use a ward axe. Now, ward tools are how am I going to try to say it? Ward tools. I have the problem trying to say words too fast and they just get spilled out. Are certain type of tools that are only used in certain areas. You have the ward axe and you have a ward pickaxe. You know, and of course pickaxes are used for stone and axes are used for wood. And those are tools that you can only get in certain areas, and they allow you to unlock secret areas, or areas in this case where it's blocked out by stealth and you need it to in order to get past that stealth area. But for us, we're not bothered with that. But for you guys, you'll have to actually search for the stuff. So, but I mean, it's very heavily guarded, so until you actually get the armor, which you can't actually get until you actually get the guard armor that's later on up on these floors, so henceforth you need the axe. Apologize, congested, so trying to speak and breathe at the same time. I have to take little breaks, so I do apologize for that. I think it's over here. Yep. Hope you guys' Monday's going good. My weekend was absolute crap. So many things happened in one goddamn day. It's ridiculous. I swear. Let's see past you boys. I think it's over here. Somewhere in here. Is it this one? I don't know. I think it's like one or two more floors up. There's a lot of walking. I apologize for any of the lagging. I don't know why it's deciding to run laggy now. Before it always runs like really smooth. It's one more floor up, I think. Yeah. There's like 5 or 6 floors you'll have to go up through. Yeah, it's not this floor either. I don't remember how many floors I put in. I think it was like 9 or something like that. I pretty much built the castle as tall as I wanted it to be, so kind of like stairs in a sense. Should be the final floor. Oh, this is the final floor. So on this floor is where you'll actually find the person who's actually going to give you the armor. I'm not going to show you where because it's kind of, you know, lets you guys experience that. But you'll need the key in order to unlock this door, which you'll actually find in the living quarters. But for us, we're just going to walk anyways. And we have 6 minutes left So you got about 6 minutes. So we'll pretty much do Dracula's and the council storyline, and that'll pretty much be it. We'll end the video there, and then I think in probably the final video, which will make 5 or 6 videos or so all together for this DLC, will be the one where we'll finally wrap up the storyline for Dracula's DLC. And the thing with that is it has 2 endings, so we'll be reading off both endings. We'll start with the good one, and then we'll do the bad ending. So, but council, the story part 1, and it's kind of a long one. So your card makes it to the top of the floor and enters the door where Dracula is waiting for you in his throne room. Council members, but Lord Dracula, if the rumors are true and Zeta has been released, we need to deal with this situation now, Dracula whispers. Not a big talker, or a loud one, I should say. But the Empire is a threat to us. We can defeat. But the Empire is no threat to us, but we can defeat them on this land. Zeta needs to be our main target. You're the only one who can stop them, Dracula whispers. But our Dracula whispers. As you wish. Thank you for your time, Lord Dracula. Hold a minute, hero. Perhaps you can talk some sense to him, but he will not listen to us. Zeta becomes more dangerous the more they are left alone. Which is true, because now that Zeta has been released, Zeta basically has the free will to go around and corrupting whatever he wants. He no longer needs the cult of Zeta to bring him prisoners to corrupt them. And I keep saying him, it's them. For the meantime, we will be dealing with the Empire, which is true, because the Empire is slowly starting to encroach upon the land. Farewell, hero. Dracula, don't mind them, fellow hero. Their concerns should not worry you. Over to my throne room. I see you wounds have healed from the fight with the blood demon. The healer who stitched you those wounds is a friend of mine. I'm glad to see her work is not wasted. Dealing with the cult of Zeta could have been an easy task. In one moment, I gotta try to breathe here. Ooh, I apologize, I had to blow my nose there. Heal from the fight with the blood demon, the healer who... Okay, we read that. Since they are dealt with, you have questions for me, yes? I know you met with the council members before coming here. I would presume they have told you a little about my backstory. Well, it's true. I was once a god of love and knowledge, but I abandoned my post from the afterlife to live amongst humanity. And you'll actually find out in more detail why he did that. Odd would think, but humans are curious, and I even took one as my wife, which you find that out if you actually watched the last video, and Myra explains that a little bit. But that was a long time ago. It's been decades since we've seen each other. She was a fiery woman, flowing red hair, and she loved the sea. Gives you more detail. When I first met her, she had to fight with her family. Her parents were affected by the corruption, which they were, like many people who didn't bother listening to him, and brought the sickness and the plague back to their village and slowly started to affect everyone and pretty much killing them off and then slowly turning them into mindless zombies. Corruption of Zeta's curse, I could tell in her eyes she was slowly being affected, what she was, by her eyes blue as the ocean. She was tall and beautiful in the white dress she wore from the moment I looked after her. Even when her parents died, which they did, and you'll find that later on too. From the sickness, we fell in love, but her health wasn't getting better, so I offered her offered her the one gift I could only give the night she became a bride. Her eyes went from blue to silver, and her white dress turned black. But she knew she would be shunned if the townspeople found out what she became, which is true, because some people stuck to the hope that their gods and goddesses would save them from the sickness and the plague, they would heal them, and some actually used their brains and figure out, hey, this is actually really happening to our people. Our healing skills are not good enough. Our medicine is not going to be able to fight off this infection. If he has an answer, if he has, this gift that can actually help us slowly heal from the corruption, and extend our life and be able to actually find a cure for this, why not take it? But some people would rather not give up their humanity and basically just die as a slave than actually instead of actually evolving and actually getting more time to actually try to find a cure for that sickness. So it was a big civil war in that. What she became, so I gave her another gift. It's called Glamour, and if you don't know what Glamour is a type of magic that allows you to kind of sense like a Halloween costume. You have like a person who's dressed in a suit, and then you have that same person who's dressed in a clown costume. It kind of works the same with magic. It allows you to actually appear as something else or changes your looks, and people actually see you as that. So a person who's a redhead changed their color to a blonde, so everyone will see them as a blonde, but they're technically a redhead. You're familiar with it. It gives power to reflect an illusion, which is basically what Glamour is. It makes an illusion to let people see what they think that person looks like, as I basically just said. But I know her true form, and I'm glad who she is. She took to the seas a long time ago. There I knew she'd be safe, which is true. Enough of my love and life laughs, grins, but please, where are my manners? Take a look around. I'm sure you'll find something to catch your eye. I smell rain. Perhaps a storm is coming in? Please enjoy looking around. I'm sure my caregiver is around here somewhere. Farewell, hero. So everyone has their, butler, Jeeves in a sense. But it gives you little hints and stuff like that Carolina, is Dracula's wife, but they haven't seen each other in decades, and like I said, you find out that Carolina is not human. As it basically just explained that Carolina was based and turned into a vampire. The catch with it is that if you actually, follow the story, like I said in the last video, you come to realize that Carolina's been around for quite a while, about 200 something plus years, but, not a lot of people know that. They just see it as this fiery redhead captain of the seas who takes no crap from nobody, but she looks human, but as Myra says, everybody has their secrets. So that gets into a little more depth and detail in the next video or the next video after that, depending how long each of the stories will actually take and how bad I mess up all the speeches. But either way, I try to get these videos within 20 minutes, so we'll probably have either one or maybe two more videos at most. After that, the Dracula DLC will be pretty much done. And I have a few game trailers / movie trailers I'll be dropping too. I have to refine them back on YouTube. Then I'm going to be doing some reactions to those too. Wednesday there will be no videos because I will not be here. So you'll probably see any other videos maybe on Thursday or Friday. So I apologize for that, but I have some real life crap I have to deal with. But either way, hope you guys' Monday's going good. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. I apologize for my computer. Sound like a Harley Davidson over here. Hope you guys are wearing your masks. And yeah, catch you guys in the next Minecraft walkthrough. Thanks, guys.